Now we have reached my top three favorite YouTubers of all time. Here at number three, I got a channel most of you are probably familiar with, Game Theory. Let me clarify that even though Game Theory didn't inspire me in creating content, it influenced my creativity and love for storytelling. But before we get into that, I'll just talk about how I got introduced to Game Theory. Alright, so when I first started watching YouTube, I mainly watched videos of the three games I played the most, and this will be confirmed by other creators on this list. Minecraft, Mario, and Splatoon. Minecraft and Tripolar, Captain Sparkles, Nick Noodles, and another creator who will appear later on this list. Ooh, I wonder who it is. Splatoon from Zaxxon Games, and Mario from Tripolar, but mainly Game Theory. The first video series I watched from Game Theory was the Mario is Mental series. However, it was a fairly older video even at the time. I remember that weekend fairly clear. I was at my grandma's house for the weekend. That's why I would watch a lot of YouTube and eat a lot of candy. This applies to almost every YouTuber on this list. And on that weekend, I watched the Mario is Mental series at night before I went to bed. The next morning and afternoon, it was almost nothing but Game Theory. I watched every single Mario theory, then went to the Zelda timeline, then shifted away from Nintendo to Mojang with a few Minecraft theories. Let me note that I fully believed all of these theories I watched because I thought I provided some pretty solid evidence. Um, then I watched the Santa's Nest theory, which is the one playing in the background. And at that point, I was like, okay, maybe some of these theories really are just theories. Unlike other creators on this list, I continued to consistently watch Game Theory until MatPat retired in 2024. Of course, I watched the other channels as well, Film Theory, Food Theory, GT Live, but Game Theory was always my favorite out of all the channels because it almost always covered games I was interested in. And it's fair to say that Game Theory was the main channel. Of course, you can't talk about Game Theory without talking about FNAF, but guys, I have something to confess. I didn't get into FNAF until later on, but when I got into it, the FNAF phase went crazy. It was insane how much a FNAF geek I was at the time. There are a bunch of memorable theories that I've watched from Game Theory over the years. I don't want to keep you here forever talking about them. When MatPat retired in 2024, it was truly the end of an era. The voice of the channel I had been watching for all these years would be replaced. No offense to any of the new hosts, of course, but it just doesn't feel proper watching a YouTube theory without hearing MatPat be the voice behind it. MatPat's witty personality in every video just added a layer of comfort and familiarity, but now he's gone, so it's not the same. If you watched my channels previously, you could see that none of my videos are really inspired by game theory, but game theory inspired me more outside of YouTube. Taught me that if you jump to conclusions, that conclusion could actually be it. Taught me to be more creative, to try and to provide a meaning. Taught me to think outside the box and to sometimes use that brain of mine to try to figure it out myself. In a way, game theory made me who I am today, and without it, I don't think I would have any creativity or wanted to tell a story. I always try to have my ideas be what you know my channel for. My ideas come from my creativity and wanting to tell a story, both of which come from game theory. So even though my channel isn't inspired by game theory, the person behind it is.